am looking forward to giving you this training at the moment, because what I've noticed and what I know, because I've actually already been through a financial crisis, is that when you get into alignment, when you really get into your unique success DNA, when you really get into being who you're meant to be, everything works out. Everything works out for you. It may not work out straight away as you expect it to, but it will work out for you. And I can guarantee you, if you stay in alignment, it's going to work out better than you imagined. Okay, so this is why I feel really called to do this. We're doing another one tomorrow. We're going to call in your clients that are looking just for you. We're going to call in the people that you do your best work with. But today we're going to start with kind of locking and loading and really activating you deeply in your DNA. So, you were born for something. You were born, we've got so many special gifts. And this is something that, I absolutely geek out on, is people's special gifts. I never get bored with it, because people are just so amazing. They're just so unique. And if you can get really smart and you can believe in yourself, there's no reason why you can't monetize those gifts, be of service to other people, and always be in abundance. So right now we've got the virus of scarcity. We haven't got the virus of corona. We've got the virus of scarcity. So, obviously corona's pretty serious. But what's even more serious is what gets stacked on top. It's like it's got a parasite carrier, and that's this feeling of scarcity. So this is why it's really important to know who you are, know there'll always be a way for you forward. There always is. Even if you've been called to simplify, knuckle down, pivot, see things differently, that's good. That's really good. So what we want to do is we want to activate this kind of spirit in you. Really, if you're not getting spiritual in these times, if you're not looking at things spiritually, you're going to be in bad shape. So, you'll see that I'm an explorer archetype. So 1 foot in the spiritual, 1 in the physical. So we want you to be really in your unique soul pattern and purpose. If you stay in your unique soul pattern and purpose, you're going to be fine. You're going to find things to do. You're going to know what to do. People are going to come and work with you, and you're going to get through. And then if you do take a hit in these times, when you rise, you're going to rise better than ever. So anyway, that's my little pep talk at the beginning. So this is why I'm doing it. I feel like it's really important. Okay, so let's see if I can change slides. It's going to be interesting. Here we go. So when we're weakened by fear, we get disconnected from our rock star abilities. So there's a whole lot of stuff on this, Maslow's law. If you're, the people that aren't in survival mode, they're the ones that often are really innovative. They're thinking about contribution. They're thinking about how they can help others. And so even if you've got no more money right now, you're going into debt, you can't pay your mortgage, whatever state you're in, for the purpose of this exercise, I want you to pretend or take on the energy that you have an incredible savings buffer. The clients are coming in and everything's really fluid for you, so that you can actually get out there and be of service to others. So this is a great opportunity to just quantum leap into this feeling that you are enough and that you're going to be fine. In fact, you're so prosperous, you can actually help other people. So this is the energy that we want to kind of bring through. It's like a lovely spiraling energy. So I want you to just sit there, and first of all, let's get really centered. I just want you to put your feet on the ground, and I just want you to find that place in your body. This is what we're finding too, guys. Well, I don't often talk about the body in this way, but what we've found through, some of my colleagues and people in the energy and spiritual space, they're really talking a lot about if we can be in our bodies and stay in our bodies, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this all together. So I want you to just feel now your feet on the ground. And I want you to find that place in your body that has a rock star ability. So see if you can find that place in your body that has a rock star ability. And find out where it is. Mine's sort of about here. I can feel it here. So just find out where it is in your body. And then I just want you to connect the two together. So just see them come together. So there's almost like there's points in your body that keep you a stability. So just find that for a moment, because I want to deliver this to you from that really a place where your brain's going to go in and start making use of the information straight away. This isn't a hope training. This is more an activation to, right, that's an idea. That's what I'm doing. Because we want to activate divine, or if you like, inspired action. So put in the chat if you want to, let me know where you're feeling it in your body, where from your feet to what? What's the axes? We need a couple of coordinates to create the stability in your, in your DNA. Okay, so the archetypes are the heart of your contribution. They're the heart of your contribution. And what we know that anyone out there that's not kind of coming from the heart in their business is really being noticed at the moment. So this is a real gift too, because, if you're a coach or if you're an entrepreneur, you're often competing against other people in the marketplace. And, sometimes what I really feel really sad for, sometimes I get these beautiful clients and they're just doing incredible work in the world, but they're kind of the ones that are unseen. So guess what? The people that have always been in their hearts, always been about contribution, always had a real willingness to, share and serve their gifts to others are actually really going to shine right now. So, this is going to be an advantage for you. So, come back to your heart. This is the heart of your contribution, and we're going to activate it with the brand archetypes. And from a business perspective, some of you know, have worked with me and know how I work. Even my clients that have been coaching for 5 years or more, we still do the archetypes. We're still coming back to them. We're still checking out the business formula based on what their archetypes are. So it's a really simple formula to use. So if you go and work with other coaches or you come across different strategies that you want to work with, you can always know, well, hang on, how would my archetype fit into this? So what I love about it for you guys is you always keep your power. You're not going to be sucked in by a shiny object. You might use some of those strategies, but you're going to stay in alignment so you can shine. You're not going to give your power away. So again, that's what I really love about it. So we're going to spearhead your success with 2 archetypes. You just have the 2. So some of you being entrepreneurs, you're going to have really high marks in many of the archetypes, but we want you to pick just your top 2. Okay, so we're leaving the others behind. What you'll do on this training, if you've got some in as a tie, you're going to break the tie. You're going to decide, okay, I'm definitely feeling more like a romantic, or I'm feeling more like a ruler at the moment. I'm going to leave the other ones behind. Okay, so these are the 12 archetypes. We've got the romantic, the innocent, the jester, the alchemist, the humanitarian, the sage, the artist, the maverick, the hero, the ruler, the explorer, and the nurturer. So the other thing is all of these archetypes can be equally prosperous and equally successful. So I've had some people come and go, oh, I wish I was the ruler, or I wish I was a maverick. But really, even if you're an innocent, a sage, a jester, whatever you are, you can be just as prosperous and just as powerful and make just as much of an impact as the others. You've got to just make sure you're doing it in alignment. Okay, and this is another thing to watch out for. Sometimes you might, see a program or a coach that you want to work with, and you'll think, and they'll try and get you to be like them. Like they'll want you to use their strategies, swipe their files, download their stuff to use. And what you've got to make sure is you can do that. You can use their emails. You can, use all those cookie cutout things, but you've got to tweak it for your archetype. So by all means, get some help with that stuff, but make sure that you might have to change some of the wording, or you might have to drop some of the way they do things, because you'll know just intuitively in that place that we've just found in your body, between the feet and that part of your body, whether it's the chest, just doesn't feel right. And you'll know the difference between not stepping up, having limiting beliefs, and something being out of alignment. So what I want, as you all know, I do all the limiting beliefs, as we do, but I want you to notice the difference between being out of alignment and having a limiting belief, because someone will tell you, oh, you're just, you need to step up, you've got some subconscious blocks. But it may be that it's just not in alignment with you for you to do that strategy, or for you to present yourself, your brand like that online, or present your brand like that to people. Okay, so we've got the romantic. So put in the chat if you're a romantic. We love the romantic. So the romantic's unique success design is to deepen intimate connections. So what that means is that is your job. That is the number one thing you do. So remember, we lead business from our core values. We don't lead it with our strategies. We don't lead business with, our great products. We lead with our core values. And this is why those big companies really spend days and days. They get experts in to find out what their core values are. It's a big deal. So this is really your core value. It's actually a spiritual contract. So we know on the cards, it actually says spiritual contract. Look, spiritual contract. It's a spiritual contract. So right now, remember I said at the beginning of the training, we're called to be spiritual now. Everyone's noticing it. There's people literally, praying their guts out right now, really worried about things. And there's many, many beautiful people on the planet right now holding a space for this all to kind of transform and transmute into something more beautiful than where we've been before. So, this is yours to deepen intimate connections. So you always come back to that. Ask yourself, is this deepening intimate connections? You value intimacy and connection and feeling singled out as special. So you value intimacy and connection and being singled out as special. You're attentive, often elegant, and you promise a feeling of being loved. So everything about you, your business, the way you deal with your clients, the way you appear in your branding, like this would be a typical romantic sort of a branding picture that you might use. And it's really got that energy. You create deep connections that feel luxurious and long-lasting. So if you've been in alignment with your romantic brand right now, you'd have a lot of intimacy with your clients. You'd be having a lot of phone calls with them probably, or a lot of connection with them. If you're not and you've been frozen yourself with what's going on, I suggest you really reach out from the heart and really, really make that heart connection with them, because they'll need that from you. And it's a long-lasting relationship. What I love about the romantic, they tend to have clients for a long time. So you want to be careful of strategies where what do they call them, quick and dirty sort of, launches. You want to create, you do a long nurturing sort of a process with your clients, and then they're going to be in your world for many, many years. They appeal to our core need to be loved and appreciated. So the romantic strengths are being open-hearted, enjoying pleasures, creating deep connection, following your passion, creating partnerships, appreciating beauty, focusing on the senses, and cultivating specialness. So if you are a romantic, take a snapshot of that. That is what you would activate. So, when we go and we do work with this, we go in and we actually find all the blocks around being open-hearted, if you've got them. And we work out, are you about enjoying pleasures? How can you make that really part of your brand? How can that look like your brand online? How can you be really, and it's in your DNA, so you don't have to try, like it's one of your strengths. So you just really bring it forward. So at the moment, we've been called to bring forward our strengths. Okay, so if you're in romantic, put in the chat, which one do you really want to bring forward at the moment? And this is how we activate business. We really bring forward something. So you're a magnet to clients who crave a deeper sensory experience and a heartfelt connection. They want to feel that they're the center of your world, and they're often willing to pay a premium for this type of specialness. They want a high-touch feel and surprises to delight their senses. So, they've got a premium energy, the romantic. So at the moment, there's a lot of people discounting, and, we're really watching how we sell to people, because we know that a lot of people are vulnerable, and a lot of people are taking advantage of that. and other people are really trying to stay in alignment with their values and make sure they're offering, you know, a sense of value without it, with it being in reach of clients so they actually feel worse. So with a romantic, I had one of my romantic clients message me early this morning, and she's got a pretty well-priced package, and someone's desperate. They reached out, they want to work with her. So we sort of came up with a kind of a strategy for that, so that she still felt like she was special, you know, that she was still singled out as special. There could be something that she could definitely be part of. And one of it was, you know, just encouraging her to follow everything this woman was doing for free, and maybe giving, you know, like a payment plan on and part of what she normally does, just so this woman's got some hope and she can really get that connection with that client who, you know, really could solve her problem but isn't in a position to pay for that service. So, you know, at this time again, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the sensitivities around these archetypes at the moment with the coronavirus, and how you might, you know, still be of service, but at the same time not of sacrifice. So we want to be of service, but we don't want to be of sacrifice. So the innocent is your unique success DNA is to make us new again. Now, the innocents will be having a ball at the moment, in the sense that everyone has had to come back to the innocent way of living. They can't be all around the place shopping and going to bars and restaurants, and they have to homeschool. All these things are really, really kind of like the innocent archetype. It's called us back to wholeness. So they have a promise that we can be happy. Their childlike appeal touches our heart. Their unwavering faith and optimism is wholesomeness and honest values. So, you know, right now we're just coming back to that avocado and that mango. We haven't got all these crazy sauces. We've just come back to the basics, like what is the fruit, what is the vegetable that we're having? It's really a great metaphor for it, isn't it? We've all had to come back to wholesomeness and honest values. And again, I just love it for the industry, because everybody's seeing who's wholesome and who's got honest values. It's becoming really, really apparent. So, you know, if you do have this archetype, you should really be talking about that a lot at the moment. You should really be talking about unwavering faith and optimism. We're leaning on you guys to do that. Tell us that it's all going to be fine. So they have a long-lasting loyalty. They make us smile and hopeful about the world again. You know, this is the thing. You guys just being yourselves. You don't even need to do much. But remember, when you're marketing, you just need to put your energy out there more than you would naturally. When you're presenting yourself, you just need to lift your energy a little bit more than you would naturally, so people can see you, they can feel you. So, you know, thank God they're out there making us feel hopeful about the world again. So all your messaging, all your marketing, your emails are really reminding us to come back to wholesome values, and that there's a simple way forward, and helping us smile. So the innocence about embracing simplicity, creating paradise, unwavering optimism, relying on faith, seeing the good, providing relief, highly trusting, and being happy. So, you know, this is what this beautiful archetype's doing. So if you're an innocent, please put in the chat, what would you like to lean into at the moment? How can you, if you're homeschooling or you're at home and you're an innocent, how can you create a paradise with that? How can you keep the unwavering optimism? Okay, you're a magnet to clients who desire to escape something simpler, better, or gentler. They love feeling a childlike wonder, and they crave feeling fresh, renewed, and made new again. They're looking for escape, simplicity, and ease. So they're looking for escape, simplicity, and ease. So great time for the innocent. So you should be really visible at the moment, really, really visible, and really, you know, still really offering your services in this way, reminding people that this is a time to wonder again what it will be like after, you know, we all get through the coronavirus. So the jester's unique success DNA is to offer a different perspective. So that, people think they're the funny people, but really their spiritual contract is to offer a different perspective. They're never satisfied with the status quo, and their cleverness helps us to see the world differently. So they're really clever. They're always thinking up a new kind of innovation or a new idea. And right now, again, the jester's having a bit of a laugh at the situation probably. And they're also getting us to see things differently, like pivot, create a different program, modify the services. The jesters will be thinking pretty well at the moment, I imagine. So their love of the unexpected reminds us not to take life too seriously. So in a way, the jesters really thrive with unexpected change because this is their jam, like this is what they do. This is their gift. So they'll probably be, lightening up the space and reminding us, how to pivot or what to do differently. They're at odds with the powers that be, and what that brings forward is new possibilities and innovation. So they're kind of a little bit naughty in a way, like they break the rules or they want to do things a bit differently. And so they just do it. So they're great. They'll be great at the moment just finding ways to do things that other people haven't done before. So they give us permission to have fun and escape our everyday cares. So the other thing about the jester is they take all the heaviness and the seriousness away. So they'll make fun of, a difficult situation, and also they'll get us to have fun along the way. So, if you're a jester, put it into the chat. How are you showing up at the moment? Again, you might want to be careful that you're not being too irreverent in these times because there are people suffering, but you want to bring kind of a tasteful service, kind of aligned energy to it so that people can feel good around you as well. So making fun of anything and everything adds spontaneity into the predictability of our lives. So again, make fun of things and bring that, get people to be spontaneous. The word spontaneous has been coming up so much in my client sessions lately. It's like people are really having to activate this energy of spontaneity. They're really having to stay awake, sleep well, stay awake, sleep well. If you have an idea, you get, even if you're working till midnight, I don't care, like get on your computers, work till midnight, sleep well, because the ideas that you're having at the moment are really inspired ideas. So you need to really jump on them, get them into play. Don't wait till next week. Don't make it into a job. I'm working on that tomorrow. Just do it. Just get it done, get it out there. So the jester's a bit like that. They're really quick. They're very quick and they've got a lot of energy. So the jester, highly creative, fast thinking, being clever, lots of energy, as I said, breaking stereotypes, sparking laughter, changing the mood, and being irreverent. So that's the beautiful qualities of the jester. So, again, take a snapshot if you're a jester. What do you need to lean into? If you're if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're homeschooling or any of that stuff's happening and you're going lots of energy, you're going, oh, I haven't got lots of energy. Well, actually you have. You're a jester. You're born, remember we had the picture of the DNA at the beginning. You're born with a lot of energy. Tap into it. Know that you can be yourself and your brand. Know that you can have a business that's like that's in alignment with you, that you can be yourself and people will love it. There's something within you that people are wanting at the moment that you could just put out there and help people with it and keep yourself afloat. Keep not just afloat but thriving. We want to be in the thriving paradigm. Okay, so you're a magnet to clients who desire to have fun and escape everyday issues. They want novelty and change. They want to feel playful and light while facing their challenges. They're leaders with power and position, and, often they're craving someone to tell them the truth in some fresh new way. So, the jesters do really well with people who have got a lot of yes men around them, yes men and women, because they don't care. They're like the jester in the king's chambers. They're just going to tell the king what the king needs to hear. So, at these times when the paradigm's kind of been shaken up, like there's been a pattern break in the paradigm of people's ways of working and belief systems have all been kind of like pattern interrupted. The jesters do quite well. They'll just go, hey, I think you should do that. And that you can feel the strength of them. The leader goes, you know what? That's a great idea. We're going to do that. And you can actually help other people with that. Not really caring what people think and just saying it how it is. Like, oh, the Emperor's got no clothes on. You just say it. Do you know what I mean? So that's the jester. Then we move to the alchemist. So I love the alchemist. The alchemist's unique success DNA is to make dreams come true. So right now, there's a lot of people's dreams have been shattered. Make sure if you're an alchemist, yours hasn't. Like, that's your job. Your job is to make dreams come true. Now's not the time to get off the job. Find a way to make dreams come true. We know that what happens in universal law and spiritually, when you help others, you actually help yourself. So are there people around you whose dreams you can make come true? And in doing so, you will make your own dream come true. So you're a visionary, a catalyst, an innovator, a charismatic leader, a shaman, a healer. So just have a look at that. Like, what's really strong for you? Because you might have a couple that you really are that. So you might be a visionary right now. Don't be afraid to talk about your visions. Like, how do you see things working out? Don't forget, when you're in this alignment and when you're really in this deep DNA, you know, it's almost like spirit speaks through you, if you like. Like, you become a channel of good in the world. So, you know, if you're really thinking that you have an idea or you have a vision about it, speak about it. Because there'll be people who'll be in resonance with you. Like, I love what Seth Godin says, you know, like the marketing grandfather, or, you know, whatever you want to call them. There's 1,000 people out there that are looking for you, and probably 3,000. So you speak to them. You just speak to them, and they'll find you. So it's not like we've got to speak to everyone. We've got to go into the supermarket and get them all enrolled and working with us. There's just this little tribe of people that are there in the quantum field, if you like, that are there for you. And so when you have these visions or you want to be a catalyst for something, you just go from that vibe, okay? You don't worry about it washing down your message so it fits everyone. So that's a really big lesson for everyone. And, you know, it's actually, sometimes it's quite hard for women to do because they don't want to be left out, or they don't want, you know, I know when we do this work deeply with people, when we really get into the private work, there can be trauma, there can be abuse, there can be sexual abuse, there can be all sorts of things. So it becomes like a protective coating, so people don't really want to say who they are. And, you know, this will be the same for all archetypes. But so, you know, it's just got me thinking about it was being a visionary. So if you have a message, you know, put it in a place where you know you're going to be safe to do it. For me, I like doing mine into my private group, because I know I'm really free to just be a visionary in my own lane in that space. And, you know, same with you, like, find places to be fully you until you get brave enough to pull the boundaries out where you know that you're so protected to be that in the world. So you can take it gently. You don't have to just suddenly become an overnight success on Instagram and have random people all over the world commenting on you. Because it is a journey. It's an energy journey. It's an energetic journey. You've got to build your kind of energetic resilience to be known by more people. So this is you. Are you a charismatic leader and you really need to step up? Are you a shaman? A shaman doesn't necessarily mean you go to Peru. What it means is that you can actually read what people need to know about themselves. It's like you intuitively know, or you can just see something a lot clearer for someone than they can see for themselves. And so, you know, you might not be very energetic at all, like into the energy stuff, but you still have that shaman quality, just one of those wise people. Okay, so you inspire people to commit to a higher vision of what they can be and do. That's what your job is. So right now, a lot of people's visions are crashing like computers, and they're forgetting. So you just reminding them, you're inspiring them to commit. You promise transformation, and you actually also have the allure of an instant change. And, you know, just to own that, because the alchemist has got this ability to actually transform people very, very quickly. Again, remember the picture of the DNA. It's in your DNA. You just do it. You don't have to do anything. You can just be you. And you can actually, people can feel quite different after being with you and doing your work and hanging out with you. So just know that, you know, going back to the feet on the ground now, And, you know, wherever you had that presence in your body, whether it's in your heart, chest, pelvis area, wherever it was, just know it there. Know it there. We do it. We align from the inside out. We do our business from the inside out. And that means we don't have to look for clients. They come. We're still putting our work out there. We're still putting our service out there, but they resonate with you. They intuitively, very clearly know that they need to come and work with you. And this is the energy that we want. Or they want your product if you've got a product. Okay, so the alchemists love synchronicity. They value the link between magic and practical outcomes. So they experience a sense of magic. So when you're with an alchemist, you experience a sense of magic, transforming our situation into what we dream it can be. So this is the alchemist. Alchemist is my second archetype, my influencing archetype. So of course all the business kinesiology work that I do, and all the, you know, the clearing of the blocks and the childhood wounds and the generational programs and all those things that get stuck in your DNA and in your energy field and in your person that blocks you from moving forward, is this part of me that just geeks out on that. It's like, I love that. It's part of my work. So alchemist, highly innovative, really, really innovative. Right now, they'd be, if they're in flame, if they're in alignment, if they're not collapsed, they'll be really innovative about how they can do things to help people. They create change. They produce ideas. They're highly intuitive. They're inventing new solutions. They're transforming situations. They're accessing unseen powers. So they usually have a spiritual practice, or they just do it even if they don't. Like, they're naturally, able to access into a power that's beyond themselves, and they inspire possibility. So, you know, if you probably know from your newsfeed at the moment on Facebook, you'll notice the alchemists, they're really trying to inspire possibility. It's just within them to do that. It's almost like their time is now to really help people move into a new paradigm. They are a magnet for clients who desire something in their lives to be magically transformed. They crave change in areas important to them. So this is what you do for people. People love anything new or amazing, mystical or ancient in origin. So, you know, you can show a little bit of the woo-woo. You know, I talk about the business kinesiology. It's pretty strange for a lot of people, especially it's not the normal coaching to actually do the energy work. But because that's my archetype, I can kind of talk about that. And it'll actually put off the people that, you know, may not get the most from the work that I do. So, you know, if you are an alchemist, I know we've got a beautiful one on here now, a fabulous international jewelry maker, and she is the alchemist. So, you know, she talks about the alchemy of how she does the metalsmithing. And, you know, that is part of how she presents the work. Now, if she didn't have that archetype, if she was, I don't know, like a romantic and an art and maybe ruler, she wouldn't. She'd be talking about how you'd look really successful in this jewelry. But she knows intuitively that the people that she really wants are the people that understand the mysteries of how the jewelry is made and the architecture of the jewelry and the inspiration of the jewelry and the download of the jewelry. She can geek out on that as part of her brand. So remember, when you stay in alignment, you shine. We don't want to go for a quick fix, a low-hanging fruit. We want to stay in alignment, because when you kind of really see this in, you're going to create a really strong business and a really strong future. Okay, so we're thinking future. We're thinking you growing this business energy, so it's a really big, nourishing kind of flow that just gets beyond you, like it just becomes so big. That's why we're working this way. So the alchemist wants to help you realize, these people want you to help them realize their dream and give them a clear vision. So humanitarian. There's a really big time for humanitarians at the moment. Their unique success DNA is to speak up for the common man and woman. And you'll really notice that there's a lot of people online at the moment really speaking up for the people that are suffering. They're organising really great charity things. And this is what you do. This is your time now too, really to make sure everyone's looked after, everybody's equal, everyone gets a fair go. So you're the unsung hero and working behind the scenes for what you feel is fair and just. So working behind the scenes for what you feel is fair and just. They want to be sure that the common man or woman is heard, recognised and valued. So this is sort of what coronavirus has done for everyone too. It's been like a really good equaliser because, you know, as everyone's saying, nobody's immune to this. You can't, unless you stay home, but even though, you know, the packages come and you could still be in trouble. So, you know, it's a really, really important time. And there, I'm just like you style. They're the driving force behind great social change. They're leading from the trenches, inspiring others with their simple, forthright characters. So they just put people on their back and they jump. Like they get in there. They're not just telling people what to do. So, you know, if you're a humanitarian, be really inspired with that quality within yourself. And sometimes I've found that if you know that this is your unique success DNA, that this is who you really are, you actually get more energy being who you are. You know, and I know some of you, you know, when you read it's funny, people read their horoscope, they go, yeah, I'm so like that. And they actually become more like that. Well, it's a little bit like the brand archetypes. Like when you know that this is what you do, it kind of gives you this, it taps you into source. Actually, if you want to get spiritual about it, it taps you into a higher power, it taps you into source, and you'll have a never-ending source of energy to be this. So just knowing that this is your kind of brand identity, this is your source, this is your secret source, this is your flow, helps you kind of keep it up, like keep doing. As I said, some of you will be working till midnight at the moment, like pivoting and getting things in order. I know people closing down companies. They're like doing 17-hour days at the moment, you know, really, really tough times. So you'll get this extra energy when you get into alignment with what this gift that you've got, which is your archetype. It's a gift. It's an energy gift, actually. It gives you more energy. So the humanitarian helps us know that we all count. We each have a voice, no matter what our status is in life. So everybody counts. Everyone has a voice. So they're lovely. You know, it's like the humble archetype. The humanitarian is like the humble archetype. Okay, so their gifts are creating community, embracing diversity, easily approachable, fighting for equality, being unpretentious, supporting the underdog, representing simplicity, and seeing magic in the ordinary. So take a shot of that. You should be online talking about seeing magic in the ordinary at the moment, all the things that you can see and, you know, really helping people to really be in that. And also, you know, really, again, a little bit like the innocent, being online and talking in your branding and your emails to your tribe, to your people about, you know, what's great about simplicity. Because that's what you do. You represent simplicity. You could be calling out to people who are the underdogs and, you know, getting a list of resources that they could be going to if you haven't got, you know, if you're not serving that particular niche. Being unpretentious, you get super unpretentious. These guys do really well getting in on their pajamas, you know, online. It's one of the brands that does well, like getting online without makeup on and you know, just really being unpretentious, showing who you are. So, you know, that's the humanitarian brand. Really good time for the humanitarian brand at the moment. So you're a magnet to clients who desire a sense of belonging just as they are. They crave friendship, connection, and value everyday honest qualities over elite status. They want to share common down-to-earth values of goodness and community. So that's what they're looking for from you. So the sage, we've got a sage in here. So the sage's unique success DNA is to discover the truth and share wisdom. So they're the ones that are finding out everything that a business needs to do at the moment, what to do with the virus. Like they really get the facts. They're all about the facts. So they're driven to search for information and wisdom and share these with the rest of the world. So that's their job. So they're driven for that. So they're not even trying. That's what I love about the sage. Like they're so fact-oriented. They just love to know what's happening and how, and you know, what people need to really know about things. And people really love to follow the sage because they also too sift out the truth and not bother with all the fluff. They get to the facts. They're a natural skeptic and they seek to find proof to validate their discoveries. So, they're not just going to put something out unless they've researched it, which, again, it's a wonderful brand. They get a really, really loyal following because people really trust the information that they have. Their real strength is integrating information and insight to uplift our spirit and advance our lives. So, I've had people cry that are sage just reading that sentence to them because they go, yeah, it's like they break down. They go, yeah, that's what I'm really trying to do. I'm trying to advance people's lives. I'm trying to uplift people's spirit. So they get very moved by that. And again, we get this extra energy when we understand what our resonance is, what our alignment is, what we're here to do. We get this a special frequency comes in. We get this extra guidance. We get this extra lift. And so, everything here is so important to lean into with these archetypes because you'll get secret codes of information. You'll be really nourished by, feel really nourished in the world. And right now, we're really wanting to get this nourishment and be this nourishment for people. So they uncover the true wisdom from the facts, so they can pull out the true wisdom. That's what I was saying. They're not just going to give you a whole lot of facts and overwhelm you. When they're doing their job right and when they're in alignment, they're not in the proving energy, they're more in this energy of contribution. They'll pull out exactly what we need to know. They'll just intuitively know which are the facts that you guys need, and they'll give it to us and we'll go, oh, gee, that's exactly what I needed to hear. So they value experience, advice, and a legacy. So you'll see them at the moment too. They'll get other experts in to talk on different topics where perhaps they don't have, the experience. So they're online at the moment. I'm sharing some of their wisdom because they're like a wealth of knowledge, and they'll bring the right people with the right advice. People have got legacy, contributions and different things. They'll find them and they'll collaborate with them. So they appeal to our desire for rationale, logic, and explanations to support insights. So that's, and that's what people are really looking. A lot of people really go into the mind stuff at the moment, and they really want the facts. Okay, so the stage, we've got original thinking, seeking information, discovering the truth, enlightening others, being objective, encouraging independent thinking, sharing wisdom, and solving a mystery. So, really good time at the moment. You'll feel the people out there that are putting out a lot of information, and you'll feel the ones that you'll probably find the sages, the ones that you kind of are feeling a little bit more drawn to with information, may have sage in their archetype. They're the ones that are, they've got some pretty good facts, and they actually encourage you to independently think too, which is what I like. They're not just telling you how it is. They're getting you to, hey, I've found this out, found this out, found this out. And you go, right, well, that makes sense. So they have a different way of presenting the material. Okay, so they're a magnet to clients who desire information they can trust and believe. They crave receiving information and making up their own mind. They value empathy, and they want to know that you've been in their shoes. So they've got that, I've worked this out, I've had this experience before, and this is what I found out. It's that kind of thing. And they're a magnet to clients who are hungry to increase their knowledge and skills. Okay, the artist. So the artist's unique success DNA is to confidently honour self-expression. So that's your spiritual contract. That's what you're here to do. You help others honour their self-expression as you honour your own. So, everyone's a little bit similar to everyone having a voice, but they really want people to be really unique and really be themselves in the world. So imagine they have an imagination and unwillingness to conform, and they're the catalyst for innovation and endless possibilities. So they're similar to the jester. They're very, very creative, and they're not going to conform. They're going to do things a little bit differently. They see untapped potential and they transform our human experience. So, they'll pick up on something that you haven't tapped into and they'll make you kind of really bring it out in you. And right now that's, we're needing that creativity. There's a lot of talk about being creative and being more creative about how we're seeing our businesses, what we can offer in our businesses, how we can get through cash flow for some people, and just remodel how we're doing things. So the artists would be really good at that. So, if you're an artist, you can offer your services in that way, like looking at people's models and changing them around, or how can you do that yourself, or be an example of that. So they have a love of beauty, design and creativity, from great art to redesigning everyday tasks. So they lift us up, giving us permission to create how we see our world. So again, right now with what's happening in the world, this is a really good archetype to really step up and really give us permission to create something different. Like if there's people that have lost their jobs and they now need to move online and, set up another service or product, they'd kind of give people that sense of self-expression that they can actually do it. So the artists, they're highly sensitive, creative problem solving, seeing opportunities, valuing self-expression, ability to reimagine something new, turning ordinary into extraordinary, love of complexity, and bursts of inspiration. So those are the qualities of the artist. Okay, so you're a magnet to clients who want to put their unique stamp on something. They desire feeling self-expressed and valued as an individual. So you can imagine, again, with lots of people losing their jobs or losing their business, they really want to feel valued. They want to believe that they can be themselves, that they can really get out there and they can do something as themselves. And they want to be involved in the process of creating or customizing something just for them as well. So that's a really important thing. Like, they want to be part of something. They want to have their stamp on things. Okay, so next we've got the Maverick. So we got any Mavericks in here? Mavericks will be working overtime at the moment. They're the disruptors, the pivoters. So your unique success DNA is to challenge the world as we know it. So the world is challenged as we know it. So again, they're really shining at the moment. They're able to pivot probably a lot quicker than other people. They're really already reviewing their models and where they could have gone better and what they could do next time. They're looking for hacks to go forward. And some of the Mavericks who have been in alignment and who have been following their, internal compass and inspiration and have been in flow and possibly in contribution, have actually already intuited something in place now that people is really going to keep their business safe and help other people. So this is what I find too. I know a lot of people that I've been working with, they've already got in place. It's almost like we knew it was coming. It's just strange the way that works. But when you're in alignment and you're following your inner guidance and you're really in flow, you often miss out on stuff that other people are facing because you've always been in flow. And this is why I find it so protective with the archetypes. It's staying in alignment. You'll have an idea, and if you act on it, you'll realize that you've just dodged a bullet. And so, there's Mavericks out there that are either just catching up now and finding new ways to pivot, or they've already been ahead and they've got a service that right now is absolutely necessary. So really interesting when you're in flow with these things. So they're driven to shake things up. They're a rebel, an outlaw, a daredevil, and a revolutionary. They transform by disruption, breaking the rules, and challenging authority. They have a yearning to break loose, challenge the limits and perceptions. So they're, in a way, a lot of them would be really thriving at a time like this where everything's just being challenged, all limits and perceptions are challenged. They actually do their best work in these times. It really activates their DNA. They can really think on their feet. So they should be shining at the moment. The Mavericks should be really shining. So the Mavericks challenging authority, instigating change, creating something new, breaking the rules, not caring what others think, representing the underdog. Again, a little bit like the humanitarian. They just want to help people that, can't make it on their own or have been sucked into doing something that, they're losing their power with. They start a revolution and they challenge the limits. So that's the maverick. So take a shot of that if you're a maverick and lean into one. Like, which one are you going to take forward this week? Which one are you going to really activate? Okay, so you're a magnet to clients who desire to stand out in a crowd. They want to stop conforming and doing what's traditionally done. They want to feel free and different from others. And they're looking for a catalyst to bring out their inner rebel. Okay, hero. Heroes are really going to be in their flame from this. And so some of them have already been through hard times and they know how to stand up and be the hero for other people. So if you're a hero, there's a lot of vulnerable people that were really needing you at the moment. So if you're in frozen, you're in shock, you're thrown by what's happening, get back on your feet and get out there as the hero. So the hero's unique success DNA is to achieve grace by triumphing over adversity. So remember the grace. They're the ones you get out there with grace and you just give people the strength to get over any kind of adversity. And, a lot of people are in adversity and there'll probably be more to come. So really helping these people get over these adversities. You've got bravery and courage, and you champion those who cannot stand up for themselves. That's what you do. You champion people who cannot stand up for themselves. You have the interior quest of proving worth, facing fear, and overcoming great obstacles. So, right now there's a lot of people have got a lot of great obstacles to overcome. They have grit and determination and courage to achieve more than what they thought is possible. So, you bring the grit. That's what you do. You bring grit to people. It's the gift that you bring. You tap into our sense of honor, values, and conviction. So we love the hero for this. They're the people that they've got that, that quality of honor. They have these lives that have this kind of decency and integrity about them. And I mean, everyone, all the archetypes have that. But, the hero really kind of showcasing that and talking about that and really letting that quality of them, shine through. It's a really good archetype for you. Like, it's bone deep to be this way. So right now we need to see values and conviction. We need to feel it within ourselves. So when you're being that in that archetype and when you're shining online like that, we all feel better. So the hero's sacred strengths are courageous action, setting boundaries, overcoming adversity, defending integrity, protecting the vulnerable, braving fear, inspiring mental or physical toughness, and highly sensitive. So they're highly sensitive. It's sort of like a form of being highly intuitive. They can sense what's happening and they can kind of bravely step up. So you're a magnet to clients who want to be championed to better their best. Clients want to be safe from struggle or difficulty and are vulnerable. They want to feel the thrill of victory and achievement, and they want to achieve more than they ever felt possible. So here's the thing, guys. What I've noticed is with the coronavirus and everything that's happening on the planet, what people are naturally doing is they're dumbing down their goals. So they're thinking, oh, well, this has happened. I'm just going to either keep my nostrils above water or I'm just going to make do. And what we want you to do is we want you to think about these times as achieving more than you ever felt possible. So that this is what the hero brings. The energy really tells us like, hey, we can not only survive, we can be a hero in this time. So this is what your archetype does. This is how you speak to the world. So shining in that way, really helping people just actually think that they're actually going to achieve more than they ever thought possible now. Even if they have a few bumpy weeks, it'll activate something within a cellular level that they will do it in the next 2 to 6 years' time. Okay, so the world's not going to end. We just got to get through a few bumpy weeks. So, setting these codes or setting these seeds of promise within people really changes, if we think about consciousness, if we get spiritual here for a minute, if we think about consciousness, if there's more people believing this, then it becomes true for the world. Okay, so it's really important what we believe about ourselves, what we're bringing, and what we believe about the world, because the more people that believe it, the more it becomes true. It's like the more people believe in iPhones, the more iPhones we have. Same thing, same in material as in the spiritual. So the more people believe that it's possible that we're all going to shine, that we're all going to grow, that we're all going to be better, it will be so, and so it will be. So this is the energy of the hero. They're going to really champion people to think that it's going to be better than they ever imagined. That's what they do. Okay, so the ruler, we've got the ruler here. So the ruler's unique success DNA is to create structure so others can prosper. So, there it's like, how can you set up systems? How can you structure things so that you can win? So they've got a commanding authority and they have little patience for ambiguity. So they're very businessy and usually pretty efficient. They're very efficient and they like team, they like a really good business, model. They appeal to our desire to feel important, in control and in charge. And they help us become king, queen, or goddess of our domain. And what I've noticed of my big clients, I've got some big clients who are rulers, and they're going to their tribe, and their kind of angle is sort of like really giving, going straight to their systems, helping their clients work out their business systems, making sure they're, cutting back where they can, setting up. They're kind of working on that level. So that's sort of what the ruler would do. It kind of looks at the nuts and the bolts of how a business works. So they empower leadership, prosperity, and success in others. That's what they do. So right now they're really leaning into really activating their leadership amongst their people and their tribe and in their own teams. And they're really making sure that people don't forget the mastery of prosperity and success. So they're really in that real mastery of that energy. The ruler is about taking charge, inspiring confidence, being responsible, generosity. They're very generous, the ruler. Demonstrating integrity, creating order out of chaos, creating ideal morals and standards. That's kind of like setting the culture of a company, and empowering others. So again, the emails that they're sending out is about really setting them, really letting their morals be known about how they feel about the coronavirus and how they feel about business, and, the way they're letting some of their team go. They're doing it in that way of, from that real moral, ideal standard, high culture energy. So they're all about, integrity in business. So you're a magnet to clients who want to feel secure, get organised, and feel that what they need has already been thought out by you. They want to get things under control and feel a sense of mastery. They want systems that work, and they want to feel valued and important. So again, right now, if you're a ruler, you'll be online, shining online, whether it's on your Zoom calls with your tribe or your team, or whether you have a big audience. You'll be trying to help them work out what systems are working at the moment, how they can get under control. I had one of the ruler guys was saying he's got 2 lists, and for his clients is, I can do, I can't do. That was the first step. He took them through what they can do, what they can't do. So can you see it's the energy of getting under control and feeling that mastery? That's the quality of the ruler. And next we've got the explorer. So the success DNA code of the explorer is to discover deep fulfillment, freedom, and authenticity. So they're always seeking new experiences. So I'm a ruler, I'm an explorer. I'm thinking, I can't go and do a little bit of traveling, which I just love, because it really lifts my spirit, and it gives me many ideas, and I meet incredible people. They have a foot in both the physical and the spiritual world. So you can see right now, everyone's got to have a bit of a foot in the spiritual, whether or not they've taken quiet time, foot in the spiritual is often spending time with your children, with the homeschooling. Sometimes the children have got that link to the spiritual for us. And really getting really grounded to cope with what's happening in the physical world. So they're restless and ambition, and they have a quest for individuality. They have an intense need for wide open vistas. That's definitely me. I've got a beautiful view that I can just look out here across to, but I really need that wide open vista. And you do if you're an explorer. So, if you're an explorer now, you need to show wide open vistas for people. You need to open up the vista of what they can see for themselves. They have a deep-rooted need for self-expression, so they really need to be self-expressed. They're very similar to the artist archetype in the sense that they're about self-expression. So people having authentic businesses, they're being authentic online, their marketing's authentic, they're authentic with their team, their clients, and they're really themselves as they do it. They're really themselves as they do it. They can really express the work that they're really meant to be expressing in the world. That is the explorer. So they're high achieving, they're willing to take risks, they're staying true to core values, they're driven and ambitious, they push the limits, they're discovering a deeper meaning, they're never giving up, and unwavering optimism. So, there's a lot of explorer archetypes out there that are really, what do they call them? They're seers, they're seekers and they're seers. So they've seen things coming for a while, or they've got inside information. Again, a lot of people are, flocking to the explorer or trying to be around an explorer at the moment because they've got the ability to kind of almost see the future because they're blazing the trail. They're kind of out ahead of others. So, if you're an explorer, really, trust the insights that you're getting. Share your insights. And be that person who can really bring that. The journey is just as important as the destination. The journey is just as important as the destination. So right now, there's the destination's got bumps in it. We're on the plane, there's turbulence, we've got our seatbelts on. And so the explorer will be coming over the loudspeaker going, we're just on the journey now. We're just a journey. We're going to get through this little bit, and there's going to be some blue sky coming up. So that would be the energy of the explorer. So you're a magnet to clients who want to feel free and true to themselves. They crave creating their unique mark on the world, and they look to you for the tools and solutions. So right now, this is when you need to make your unique mark on the world. This is where you need to kind of step up and bring your gifts to the world. So this is your time now. So this is what the explorer is all about for people. If you're looking for an explorer, you're a magnet to clients who are ambitious, goal achieving, and want to live by their own values. So they're kind of self-starters. They're resourceful. The explorer will attract really resourceful people. Okay, next we have the nurturer. So the nurturer's DNA success code is to care for, nourish, and protect our mind, body, and soul. So to care for, nourish, and protect our mind, body, and soul. So I love right now they're working overtime. They totally are. So I've got so much love for the nurturer. They are those people that really care about other humans, and their businesses do. They usually work pretty hard. So the nurturer are just a beautiful, beautiful archetype. So they envelope us in a feeling that we're home. So right now they're all over the internet telling us, sharing their hopes for us and helping us feel, safe. They take care of people and things in their world. Their influence can be felt throughout society. So they're just everywhere. Thank goodness they're everywhere. So, they're the salt of the earth. They've just got this, they tend to burn out. The thing that I'd mentioned about a nurturer, when you know you're a nurturer, you lean into being a nurturer. Again, you need to have your self-care in place and make sure you're getting time for yourself, even if it's 10 minutes in the shower. Because you do get extra help. You've got your own army of angels if you're a nurturer. You've got a whole field of sunflowers on your side because it's in your DNA to nurture. As long as you honor yourself and you're giving from the, you're not giving beyond what you can give. But you'll get, when you know that you are and this is your gift in the world, sometimes that can give you more energy. Remember, it's your connection to source, your DNA lights up, and you've got the ability to give. So just, again, self-care is really, really super important. Start with nutrition. Get lots of greens. Make sure you're eating really good quality greens, because there's going to be a lot that you need to, give to others. So the nurturer, moved by compassion, helping others, being positive, highly intuitive again, protecting others, extreme generosity. So just watch out that the generosity is coming from a place of fullness and not a place of, if I don't do this, I won't be loved. So, sometimes there's some blocks around that. Some people become a nurturer archetype because a lack of sense of self-worth, particularly often the women have that energy. We're kind of being programmed to be over generous and forget ourselves. So sometimes people take that into a business brand. So just making sure you come from this fullness where you actually put yourself first. Now, putting yourself first might be, I'm just going to make myself the smoothie first, and then I'll make one for the family. Got the smoothie in, now I'll make one for the family. Simple little hacks like that, just in your life in general. Making sure you're getting that 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes of closing your eyes, lying flat on the ground, flat on the floor with no dog or kid jumping on you. If you can get into meditating, that's really good, because you'll need it, because you're going to be called to help many people, and people will naturally come to you for help because you've got that in your DNA. There's something about you where people feel they can tell you their problems and you don't want to be taking them on. So you can help them if you've got the strong center. So tell you only need 10 minutes. If that's all you get, if you can get more, that's good. But you can recharge in 10 minutes, knowing that you're this archetype. So you'll have an army of sunflowers helping you with this. You won't be alone, so don't worry. So you're a magnet to clients who desire feeling cared for, protected, or comforted. They crave safety and they want to feel valued and appreciated just as they are. They want to feel your caring, compassion, and generosity in every aspect of your business. So, again, I'll just say from an energy point of view, just be mindful at the moment that you don't take on the world's problems, and that you can kind of keep in alignment. Okay, so your top 2 archetypes. So remember, you're only allowed 2. So you might need to, you've got to work out which ones are you going to leave behind. So if you've got a tie, you've got to choose your top 2 marks. So if you've got 2 at number 1, you're going to choose which one do you want to really, activate the most and have as your stronger one. If you've got 2 at the second place, or 3 or 4, you're going to decide which one is going to be your second place. Okay, so to break the tie, this is the question you ask: which one will empower me the most to stretch and grow into my full brilliance? So you can just close your eyes and ask, which one will empower me the most to stretch and grow into my full brilliance? Okay, and this is a good thing to look at. So just look at this chart here. Which one is it? So if you need to pick, ask yourself, do I feel like I really want to make us new again? Or do I want to make dreams come true? Which one feels stronger? So you can just say these sentences out loud, and which one feels stronger for you, that's the one you're going to pick. Okay, so just take a moment to have a look at that. If you do need a tie, put in the chat if you need to do a tie. If you need to break a tie. Take a snapshot of that too if you need to come back. Okay, guys, so I hope that was really helpful for you. Remember, there is only one you. So I just love the fact that we're all just so unique, and we're all bringing these precious, gifts to the world. And right now, if you can kind of get out of, fear or concern, even if it's just for, half a day, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, it can make a big difference. So, just practice the art of moving out of, what's going to be happening in the future into the now, and just really get a sense of owning your superpower. So really get the feeling of that. And just put in if you've got any questions. Someone's asked, do your archetypes change as we grow? They do, but they don't change very often. So I'm really mindful of people that chop and change their archetypes at the moment. Sometimes I think it's like they haven't really fully experienced and fully done the journey of that archetype. So I'm not for people changing their archetypes very often. I've changed mine once in 5 years. So, and I do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of this work. So, I was very, very careful when I was really clear that it had changed. It was very obvious that it had changed, and I really double checked it from many angles to make sure that I was right. So, I wouldn't change too often. You just do the assessment. Don't keep doing the assessment. But if you're coming and you've done it with me a few years ago, I do it now because times have changed, and you might have changed as well. So they don't change too often. An answer to that. So just put in the chat if you've got any other questions for me at this point. If you know your archetypes, you've got a question on that. Put in the questions. Okay, and what I want to do is I've decided I'm going to offer a 5-week immersion. Now, I don't normally do this. I haven't done this for a couple of years now, doing the aligned brand and success program. So I'm going to do like a 5-week immersion to shine online. It's going to be brand archetypes. We're going to do the money archetypes. We're going to clear some blocks. And if you're interested in that, reach out to me. There'll be 2 sessions a week to be part of. And I just think it might be really important to sort of engage in this work to get through the next 5 weeks, to get through the next period of time together. I can hold the space for you and make sure that you really are aligning and shining. Even if you're just stacking in your best business kind of flow, so that when your industry or things, sort of kind of get going, you're ready to go and you'll never, ever doubt, what you're meant to be doing and how you're going to get there. So that's my 5-week Align and Shine immersion. And I'm going to put a really good price on that. If you're interested in doing that with me, just connect with me. And I'm going to open up a pretty good payment plan. So that's sort of more of a contribution energy for you guys. It's not my normal pricing by any means. So contact me if you're interested in looking at that. I just think it's a really good time to do it with you guys. So that would be good. So thank you so much for coming. I hope you appreciated it and you got a lot from it. And I really look forward to speaking with you soon. So reach out to me if you'd like to find out more about that 5-week immersion. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.